Traumatic brain injury, TBI, is a major cause of death and disability worldwide. The most recent estimates from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control are that 3.5 million people suffer from TBI in the U.S. annually. 53,000 will die. The initial brain trauma sets in motion a cascade of events that leads to systemic effects and damage to brain tissue not initially injured. Rapid intervention is critical to prevent or limit this cascade of events and prevent additional irreversible brain damage. Time is brain. Several pharmacological agents tested in clinical trials to date have failed owing to the fact that these agents work on only one or few of the molecular processes that are disrupted during TBI. Unlike other pharmacological agents previously tested in clinical trials, progesterone appears to exhibit pleiotropic neuroprotective effects. Over 180 peer-reviewed papers have documented these diverse neuroprotective properties. Research has demonstrated that progesterone offers protection against many of the physiological and cellular changes arising from primary traumatic brain injury. Some of these neuroprotective effects include protecting or rebuilding the blood-brain barrier, decreasing development of cerebral edema, down-regulating the inflammatory cascade, and limiting cellular necrosis and apoptosis. Consistently promising results from preclinical studies provided the impetus to test progesterone as an intervention for TBI. Two independently conducted, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled Phase 2 clinical trials assessed the efficacy of progesterone in TBI patients. These two trials, the US-based PROTECT study and the study conducted in China, had similar protocols. In both studies, progesterone significantly reduced the mortality rate compared with that of placebo. Mortality was assessed at 30 days in the PROTECT trial and 6 months in the Zhao et al. Study. Both studies showed that more progesterone-treated patients had a favorable outcome than placebo-treated patients. The Glasgow Outcome Scale Extended was used to assess both trials' patients. No meaningful difference in the incidence of adverse events between placebo and progesterone except for death were observed. Of note, there was no increase in coagulation-related adverse events such as pulmonary embolism and deep vein thrombosis. In summary, both Phase 2 studies showed a significant decrease in mortality rate and more favorable outcomes in patients treated with progesterone compared with placebo. Moreover, a favorable safety profile was observed. Based on the results from these Phase 2 studies, BHR Pharma LLC initiated SYNAPSE, a global Phase 3 multi-center pivotal trial in June 2010 to evaluate the effectiveness of BHR 100, a proprietary intravenous progesterone formulation in treating severe TBI. Given the urgent unmet need for a TBI treatment, BHR 100 received U.S. Food and Drug Administration Fast Track status. FDA approval to market will be granted solely on the results of the SYNAPSE trial results and could occur within 6 months of NDA filing if study endpoints are met. The targeted enrollment for this trial is 1,180 patients. They are being randomized 1-to-1 to receive either BHR 100 or placebo. Patients must have severe closed head trauma, Glasgow Coma Scale scores of 3 to 8, greater than or equal to 1 reactive pupil, expected to survive greater than 24 hours, and must be treated within 8 hours of injury. The primary outcome measure will be Glasgow Outcome Scale score at 6 months post-injury. The SYNAPSE study's Independent Data and Safety Monitoring Board has reviewed safety data now 4 times and determined that the trial should continue towards its intended completion. During its interim analysis of 400 SYNAPSE patients, the DSMB determined that there was no reason to stop the study for futility. SYNAPSE study enrollment, currently at more than 85% of target, is expected to be complete by the end of Q2 2013. Visit www.synapse-trial.com for more information about the SYNAPSE study and progesterone as a potential treatment for TBI. All references on file at BCC.